Alright, we're back on Battlefield today, and they've just officially dropped the first tease for Season 2. So there's a little blog post that was posted today, the 21st of January. I'm going to try to upload this on the same day, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible, just go over the kind of details that they've dropped. It's not a lot, it's just a little bit of a tease, so drop a like if you enjoy this one, subscribe if you're new here, and let's just jump right into it. So they start off by saying they hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and they're ready to jump back into the action as Battlefield Labs is kicking off in the new year again. So they mentioned that in the previous blog post, that they're going to be using Labs to further polish and refine Season 2 content, and that's probably the reason why it got delayed as well, to give them more time to do that. In this next session of Battlefield Labs testing, they said that they're going to be testing content on one of Season 2's new maps called Contaminated, so I'm guessing it's going to have something to do with the whole gas theme if the map is called Contaminated as well, so interesting to see what that might mean. They're going to be evaluating how gameplay and aerial presence interact with infantry combat, alongside cover and asset placement and objective boundaries. And they also say that they're going to be testing how the map's unique gameplay mechanics function in live matches, as well as the tools available to players to interact with them. So not quite sure what that means. Unique gameplay mechanics on the map, maybe some sort of interactable doors, like big locked doors or something like that, or bridges or something maybe? No idea, what do you think about that one? Comment down below. Well, we're saving details of the new map for a later time, so they've only gave the size and a brief picture which will pop up on the screen here. Contaminated falls between Eastwood and Meerut Valley in size, that they've said. It's comparable to more classic Battlefield maps such as St. Quentin Scar from Battlefield 1 or Arras from Battlefield 5. The little picture here is looking pretty cool. Reminds me of Liberation Peak at first glance, but a lot more lively, more nature, things like that. It looks like there's a kind of bunker down there in the middle as well. Satellite dish or a radar dish. Really quite hilly if you can get all the way up in those hills, so that'll be good for snipers. Yeah, a lot of verticality and open space and things like that, so that's looking pretty good from just that picture, but obviously we'll need to wait to find out more. They say alongside Season 2 map testing, upcoming lab sessions will also include a handful of additional gameplay focus tests, including early tests of the Little Bird, ahead of its planned arrival in Season 2, which is going to allow them to evaluate how it fits with the broader vehicle ecosystem and how it performs in different combat scenarios, so good to know that they're giving that a lot of testing to make sure it's actually worth using. They say looking further ahead they're going to be running more exploratory tests across aircraft and vehicle combat systems, so I think that's a lot of the feedback that people have been given, that a lot of the aircraft vehicles seem really weak, that they just get shot down really quickly unless you're an absolute crack pilot. But good to see that they're taking that into consideration. They say they're testing aircraft radar, which is an important part of the aircraft gameplay experience and a system that they're actively evaluating as part of future air combat improvements. In parallel to that, they say they're exploring a tuning package focused on rocket and vehicle interactions, including early adjustments to weapons such as RPGs and tow launchers, as well as all vehicle handling considerations when countering rockets. So maybe more gadgets to counter rockets, like maybe the ECM jammer from Battlefield 3 and 4 was it? And then I'm not sure what they mean by early adjustments to RPGs and tows. Maybe they're going to slow the velocity or make them not so accurate. That'll be interesting to see, because it is pretty damn easy to hit aircraft, especially if they're not moving fast. They say future testing will also validate improvements we're making to hit reg and overall combat consistency. This is an absolute big one. This is probably one of the biggest complaints about the game right now. It's more of a complex area of development, they say though. So they spoke to the lead producer, David Sirland, who emphasised that these issues are really tied to a single change, but instead require careful iteration across multiple systems, extensive testing, and time to validate results at scale. So that makes a lot of sense, because it's not like they just change some numbers and the hit reg is magically fixed. It is probably a really complicated thing to tie down and get right, but obviously really good to know that they're working on that, because like I said, that's pretty annoying. They say that the work there includes changes currently that are in development, with some improvements planned to arrive early in Season 2 and additional more impactful updates in coming months. So they're going to deploy a partial fix or a partial improvement and then more to follow, so that's pretty good to hear that we're going to be getting something quite soon. Battlefield Labs is obviously going to help them test, iterate and validate on those improvements as they progress, including scenarios where players may be eliminated after reaching cover. Yep, that certainly sounds familiar. I'm sure we've all experienced that one. And they go on to touch on another little tease that they're going to be bringing back a fan favourite map from Battlefield 4 into Battlefield Labs before it goes live into a future season. So it's not going to be Season 2 by the sounds of it, but this is pretty exciting. I'm sure a lot of you will be excited about this one. It's going to be Golmud Railway. So it's going to be rebuilt, they're saying, for today's Battlefield and not just a simple port. The goal being to preserve what made the map so memorable from Battlefield 4. With its combined arms gameplay, and they want to improve on how it plays and supports Battlefield 6's new systems. Golmud is planned to be the largest Battlefield 6 map to date, which is going to give them the opportunity to expand the gameplay on a larger scale, so kinda ominous there, not sure what they might mean, maybe bigger matches, like more than 64 players, that could be cool. They say they're bringing Golmud into Battlefield Labs as early as possible for a multi-session project, and through Labs they want to test changes such as larger flight space, increased cover for aircraft and other adjustments as the map evolves over time, and they'll be sharing more details how to take part in upcoming play sessions at a later date as well, so if you want to get your hands on that. And just to finish up, they touch a wee bit on Battle Royale solos, which I'm kind of interested in that. I'm not sure if it'll be good though, so they are exploring it and they are evaluating how different player configurations impact pacing, balance and the overall experience. The work here is focused on understanding where solo play can fit best within the broader Battle Royale roster, include how it affects the flow, survivability and long-term engagement when featured alongside other Battle Royale experiences. So obviously they're aware that people want it, and they're just making sure that when they release it, it's something that actually works and makes sense. But just I think people would want to just play solo, because playing with a squad when you don't have people that you're cooperating with can be quite annoying sometimes. And they finish up the blog post by saying they're looking forward to getting back into Battlefield Labs and continuing to build the future of Battlefield alongside us. So Battlefield Labs play sessions are obviously important, how they test, iterate and refine new ideas, and they truly appreciate everyone's input that has participated in the lab sessions. And that's pretty much the end of the blog post, so not a huge amount, but at least some sort of details about Season 2, so just a quick little update here. I didn't want to make it too long. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one and found it helpful or informative. If you have, drop a like. Subscribe if you're new here for more Battlefield content coming soon, and I'll catch you in the next one.